Praise God. Huh? That song it moves me every time we sing it. My heart, I can really put my heart into that song and sing it to the Lord. I'm not singing it to be heard or just by Him. But it just made me think and remember, I had a wife. We made good money. We could buy anything we needed to buy, and we just thought we had things pretty well made, and I never even considered the Lord in anything I did. I tried to learn all I could learn about, you might say, self-preservation, how to raise animals and how to survive under conditions where you didn't have any electricity or whatever, And I was just kind of thought I was all right. I thought I was doing what a man would do, and it took a real traumatic experience for me to surrender. When my wife told me she was going to leave me, and most of you have heard my testimony. There might be some in here that are new or hadn't heard it, but that morning after she told me, I went out to fix the fence where I tore it with a tractor. And I was out there working, and she came and said she's going over to her mama's, and I fell down out there in the field and wept. And I know that my heart was crying out this very song. I come broken to be mended. I come wounded to be healed. And I didn't know anything about being filled at that time, but God heard me. And He had sent this preacher, every Sunday afternoon he came and talked to us about going to church and how faithful the Lord is to do things. And I didn't know what was going on, but he came every Sunday afternoon. We'd be putting in fences and things like that, and he'd talk to us while we worked. And she went to church with me one time before she left. And then while she was gone on this trip to Scotland, I went to church every Wednesday and every Sunday, for about a month there. And I heard about Jesus, and I'll tell you, when it was all in the Lord's time, as Brother Paul mentioned about God's own time. He has a time for everything, and He has an order for everything. And when I fell down out there, I didn't even think of Jesus right at that moment. And the devil spoke to me, and he said, "Why don't you go blow your brains out, and she'll be sorry she left you." And I said, "Well, that sounds like that would work, and well, I was under the devil's control, But then as I walked across that living room to get my shotgun and do it, I was going to do it. But I heard this little voice that said, "What about Jesus?" And praise God for that voice. And I said, "Yes, I've heard about Jesus. Maybe He has use for this life, for I no longer have any use for it." And I fell down on my knees there before the bed and cried out to the Lord. It was like I was I was shouting out sins that I remembered that I committed. I think demons were leaving at that time, and before I ever even got finished, I felt like somebody grabbed me by the shoulders and lifted me up. And all that huge bag of sins that I was carrying around that I didn't know that they were heavy or anything. I didn't realize what was going on. I felt so light. I felt like I was walking this high off the floor. I was so light. The sins were gone, praise God. And, we don't know what we're carrying around if we haven't surrendered our life to Jesus. And I'll be honest with you, no man can come to God unless God draws him. And however, he says, if you'll seek after me with all your heart, you'll find me. So that's a promise. So if there's any of you that's heavy laden and weighed down and struggling and striving like we've been talking about here, there's hope for you. When we're over there in the Philippines and in India, the message that's going forth is a message of hope. Those people don't have any hope except Christ. And we don't have any hope except Christ. But praise God, he's faithful that promised. And he loves all you people, everyone. But if you'll seek after him with all your heart, and you don't have to come down here to church. You can cry out to him by your bed. You can cry out to him in the car or wherever you are when God moves on your heart. And you come to that place where you say, I'm desperate to be rescued. And you won't come unless you do get desperate. Praise God. I love the Lord, and He loves me, and I can't understand that because I can't even love me. I just praise God anyway.